Okay, guys. First of all, we'll start with the cost of inventory. Right? Please write the note.
What's that word?
Which one?
Condition.
And location.
Oh.
Should I give you the examples for product and period costing? Yeah.
Didn't you already give it?
No.
Like freight ins, freight outs,
No.
like the period.
They are just all of them. Guys, have I subdivided it? No. Cost of inventory subdivided into two. Yeah. So I will give you probably because some people might not understand. For this one, for the product cost example, supplier's price. For period cost example,
What's that word after less than?
1%.
Oh.
If you have it finished writing, guys, please read it. I will explain. Please read it. I will explain. Okay guys, done? Right. So what are we doing today? Product cost and period cost. What is that? Product cost and period cost of inventory. Meaning the cost that we incurred to purchase and bring them into a condition and location ready for sale, right, is called cost of inventory, right? Cost of inventory. Have you done it in Unit 2? Not really, yeah? Right. So cost of inventory includes all the costs that we incurred to bring our inventory into a condition and location ready for sale. Meaning all the costs that we incur to purchase inventory and bring it to our premises so that we can sell it. Why? Because we are selling inventory or the physical product, right? Tangible product. So then we have to bring it to the warehouse or the shop. Then only we can sell it, right? So then, what are the examples of those inventory? Already you know. What is it? Supplier's price. What is that? How much we pay to the supplier, right? If it is purchase of inventory on credit, still how much we get invoiced, right? How much the accounts payable invoices. So basically, supplier's price is unitary cost. Unitary cost means per unit cost, right? So we are given supplier's price per unit cost. Yeah? Remember when we do in the double entries, that's how we did. Sometimes you are given the total cost. Then we have freighting and cartaging. What is that? Freighting. Freight means basically we use for shipping, for the ships, right? That we transport through water, yeah, ocean, ship. Cartage means like carriage. So we pay for transport. Let's say if we are bringing it from Sydney, right? Then we have to pay for the transport. Yeah. So that's a cartage. Modification, of course, you know. Customs or import duties. What is that? Customs or import. So when we are purchasing inventory from overseas, what would we have to pay? Import duties or customs. You can say sometimes customs tax or custom duty. So import duty or import tax, same thing, right? So then what do? We have to add it. Why? Because if we didn't pay it, can we bring the inventory into our premises? No. So without paying customs or the government, basically government wouldn't allow us to take the inventory from the harbor or from the port, right? Then any other buying expenses, anything else, any other buying expenses. So all the buying expenses, all the cost that we are incurring to purchase them, right, and to bring them into our premises is called cost of inventory. And then those cost of inventory is subdivided into two parts, right? Before that, what are those? Period and product. Before that, I hope you read the importance of calculating the cost price accurately, right? Why is that? First of all, to set our selling price. Otherwise, if we have calculated the cost incorrectly, what will happen? Our selling price is also wrong. As a result, we might end up in making losses. Yeah. Then valuation of the cost of sales, to identify the cost of the or the expenses of the sales, right? And then we can calculate our net profit. And on the other hand, to evaluate or to value the inventory, closing inventory at the end of the period, so that we can record in the balance sheet, right? Then, as I told you, we subdivide this cost of inventory into two parts. Yes, how many parts? This cost of inventory becomes two parts. One is product cost, the other one period cost. So those are our two costs, right? Product cost and the period cost, right? Now we'll see what we are going to do with the product cost, guys. Now product cost, definitely I can tell you, best example is supplier's price. I'll tell you why the other things wouldn't be product cost, right? What is first of all product cost? Again, the same definition like the cost of inventory. What definition? These are the costs incurred to bring the inventory into a condition and location ready for sale. So that's the same definition that we did before. Yeah, is it the same thing? Yeah, for the cost of inventory. But it is not enough. It's not going to stop from there. Then what? However, these costs can be logically allocated into individual units of inventory, right? So those costs should be able to be allocated to individual units using a logical basis, right? Using logical basis, right? That's what we call product cost. Any question? What does that mean by logical basis? I'll explain. The other, period cost. Period cost means what? Same thing. The cost incurred to bring the inventory into a condition, location ready for sale, but those costs cannot be allocated into individual units of inventory. Why? Because that is how it is. Mainly, one reason is, right, they are periodic basis. Some costs we are paying periodically for one particular period, right? Example, what? Insurance of inventory, not the normal insurance. Don't misunderstand. Remember, we've been doing insurance as an expense, yeah? expense. You have done it in Unit 2 as well. But this insurance is different. Insurance for inventory. Why do we pay insurance for inventory? Then what is the insurance we normally pay? What is the insurance we normally pay? Yeah. No idea. Huh? We pay insurance for what? For the premises. Right? For the premises. Right? But this one is for inventory, especially for the inventory in transit, meaning the inventory that is on our way to, the premises, or maybe like they are coming from overseas, right? Right, there can be damages when we are bringing them into Australia. Yeah, I remember last year what happened. Some terrorists attacked the ships. Yeah. There was one terrorist team called Houthi. No? Yeah, in where? In I think closer to Suez Canal. Suez Canal. That's Red Sea, right? In the Red Sea and Suez Canal. So they were attacking the ships. Why? Because of the war in Palestine. Huh? Because those people were attacking, and then if something happens to our inventory, then what will happen? So we are basically losing, yes? So then what should we do? We have to insure. Okay? So then we have to pay for that. That if we are paying those costs periodically, right, then let's say per month or per annum, right, then we have to identify it as a period cost. Why? Because we can't logically allocate into individual units of inventory. Not only that, any other cost, right, any other cost, any other product cost, right, any other product cost, but which is immaterial in decision making. What does that mean? It is too insignificant. Not that significant. It is not that significant enough in making decisions or setting the selling price. Then what will happen? We are going to record it as a period cost, even though it's a product cost. Okay. Right. Now let's say from these costs, from these 5 costs except supplier's price, right, all the other costs can be both product and period. Why is that? As long as we can logically allocate any of these costs to individual units, then we can identify it as a product cost. Okay. Now, for example, let's say cartaging, we are paying. Let's say we are running a bookshop. We are purchasing textbooks, and also we are purchasing calculator, right? Now, let's say for in terms of probably the size, when we take a textbook, it's basically heavy and it is larger than a calculator. So then when we compare, right, however for both the shipments, right, we pay together, right? Then can we logically allocate into individual units? No, because there are 2 different cost prices. Their size is different, weight is different. We can't logically allocate into individual units. We pay just one price, right? We can't logically allocate, right? Then the other one is, right, if it is insignificant, how do we know it's insignificant? Because that particular cost is less than 1% of the supplier's price. How do we calculate that? Like this. This breakdown. Sorry?
What's after cost?
Is treated as a product period cost.
Wait, why is it bank and accounts payable?
Bank O
Bank O.
slash bank O. It doesn't make it is confusing.
No, because you don't have a bank or accounts payable account. Because you have inventory, GST clearing, and you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if we paid by cash,
Oh. Yeah, but don't you need to?
but
Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm thinking about it wrong. Yeah, sorry.
okay. Now we are writing this part testing materiality, right? This testing materiality part, guys, please don't write it in the exam because it is less than 1%, right? It is actually what I made it up. Why? Because otherwise you guys don't know what is material enough or not. So what you have to do is, right, just for your information to figure out whether it is material or not. Don't write because it is less than 1%, it is not material. Okay, so I'll just write just for your info, right? Because there is no, if you read the textbook, there is no such a thing. I created it. Okay, right. All right. Now, do you understand this testing materiality part? If I tell you an example, let's say, as I told you, we are purchasing, let's say, a textbook, right? For textbook, we are giving a package, right? For the package, let's say the textbook's price is, assume, textbook's purchasing price is $100, right? $100, and let's say the packaging cost, packaging we are paying 80 cents, right? We are paying a package 80 cents, and then the purchasing price is 100. Then what do you think about this one? And we are paying this one per unit basis. Can we logically allocate into individual units that packaging cost? Yes. Why? Because then we can say our textbook cost us $100.80. Why? Because for every textbook we purchase, we have to pay extra 80 cents, right? That means, of course, it's the product cost. But when you calculate the materiality, how do you calculate materiality? 80 cents over $100, which is the supplier's price, times, or the invoice price, times by 100. And what will happen? It will be 0.8%, yeah? Which is less than 1%, yes? It is less than 1%, isn't it? Yeah, tell me. Less than 1%. 0.8% means less than 1%, yes? So that means that 80 cents will be immaterial. Then what would we do? Even though it's a product cost, we don't identify it as a product cost. It will be period cost because it is not material enough. Right. Then double entries for the product cost. What are the double entries, guys, for the product cost? Product cost will be simply recorded in the inventory account. What do we do? We debit the inventory and credit the debit the GST 10% and credit the bank or accounts payable. Right? That's what we've been doing so far. Okay? Right. Any questions about the double entry? No? Good. Now we'll record the product cost in the inventory card and the general journal. Yeah, sure. Thanush, quickly write this one. Sorry?
What's that say? Respect, John.
Respective.
Respect.
Okay. If you are done writing, guys, please read it. I will explain it. Read the note. Not the phone. Yeah, read it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, done reading? Right. Do you understand this story now? First of all, the double entry is for the product cost. What do we do? The normal double entry that we record in the inventory, right? We debit inventory, why? Our assets increase. GST clearing debit, why? Our GST liability decrease. And then either bank or accounts payable will be credited. Why do we have both of them? If we paid it in cash, then we credit the bank. If we purchase it on credit, we credit the accounts payable. Right. Now this one. This is actually how we record the product cost in the inventory card and the general journal. So basically, let's say we have a few different product costs. For example, supplier's price and then cartage in, right? And we have, let's say if we have one source document, we will record everything in the same thing in one separate ledger entry and also one item in the inventory card. Let's say we have different source documents, but on the same date. Then what do? Still we can put /n, we can record at the same place, right? Like what? Like this. Now have a look at this example. Right? On 15th April, McAvoy golf gear purchased 15 golf bags from Bear Industries, invoice 361. Right? Purchase invoice showed the following. Now what is happening? This Mac golf gear purchasing 15 golf bags. Right? 15 bags at 190 each. And then cartage in, paying 150. So then this 150, what do you think, guys? Okay, this 2,850, what is it? Product cost or period cost? Product cost. Why? Sorry?
He's buying it?
He's buying it. What is the rule for the product cost? We can? Tell me. The costs incurred to bring the inventory into it. Now this one, probably location, ready for sale. Right? Only one thing would apply, okay? Not both of them. Either condition or location. Right? Then, because why? If we didn't pay this price, how much are we paying? $190 each. If we didn't pay that money, we can't purchase it. Right? That is the first thing. Second one, cartage in. Is it product cost or period cost?
Period?
Period cost. Why?
To bring inventory into location.
Location. Yeah. Isn't it the same thing for the product cost? What's the difference between those two? Yeah, tell me, Tanush. What's the difference?
One's can be allocated.
Allocated? Yeah, only Tanush is talking. Others, what happened to other people's mouth? Why can't others talk? Yes, guys? Why is it like, why I'm asking, is it cartage in product or period cost?
Depends, right?
Depends. Setum, what do you think?
Is it period because it's for all of the inventory?
All of the inventory. But all of the inventory, are they different or the same? Are they same? So that means, can't we logically allocate? Remember my example before? What did I say? Textbooks and calculators. No, we can't do. Let's say we paid 150 for both textbooks and we were purchasing both textbooks and calculators from the same supplier. Then we can't logically allocate. Why? Two different inventory. Let's say we are importing cars and apples. And we are paying, we bring all of them in one container. Right? So, we pay, let's say, some money, $5,000 to the container. Then can we allocate the cartage in to both car and the apples? No, because two different types of product. But this one, same product. Then, can't we allocate logically? We can. Why? Because see, 150 we are paying, $150 we pay up for how many bags? 15. That means how much is per bag? Yeah? 10. Very good. So you divide it by 15, which is 10. Now earlier 190 here and 10 here. We are adding it. So then the cost of golf bag will be how much? 200. Make sense? But we don't worry about the GST. Why? Because paying GST doesn't increase the value of the inventory. Okay, makes sense, guys? Then how do we record Okay, how do we record this one in the general journal? Double entry for this one. Tell me. Yeah. What do you do firstly? Debit. Debit inventory. How much? 2850? No. Altogether. 3000. Why? 2850 plus 150. All of them. Yeah. Both of them. 3000. Why? Because both of them are product cost. Yeah. Then you debit the inventory. Then you debit the GST clearing. 300. Where do you credit? Credit where? Accounts payable. Why? Why is it accounts payable? Nathuki. Why is it accounts payable? He says accounts payable. Paying. Where are we paying? Have you paid it? How do we know it is paid or not? Tanush, how do you know it's paid or not?
This is not paid, it's accounts payable.
Accounts payable, how do you know?
Invoice.
Invoice. See? Invoice. Yeah, look at the source document. So you credit the accounts payable. What is it? Bear Industry. How much? 3300. Okay, now that's the double entry, guys. How do we record it in the inventory card? Okay, see? The date you will put invoice, source document. Remember last week we recorded in the source document invoice or the details. I don't know, I think it was details. I can't remember exactly. Details or source document, whichever it is. Quantity is how many bags? 15. Cost price 200. How did we get 200? Remember 190 plus 10. Yep. Right. 200, then 15 times 200, 3000. Then you would update as usual. Whether it is a FIFO or identified doesn't really matter. Any questions? Patum? Okay, understand? Dian? Yeah. Tretan? Right. Now, what were we doing, guys? I was explaining you the recording the product cost in the inventory card. Let's say, assume this one is from two separate source documents. Which one? That this Bear Industries thing. Now this one is from the same source document, right? Now let's say it was from the, now see. Okay, now see what is happening here. Same information, but small difference. What is it? They still purchase 15 golf bags from Bear. Invoice same thing. Price is 190. Except this inventory was delivered by Green Circle at a cost of 150. EFT payment. Then what happens? Is it the same date? Yes. Why? 15th April. Right? It's the same date but two different source documents, but for the same shipment. That's what I was going to give you. See? Second one. Have a look at the second one. If product costs are from the same shipment of inventory, supported by different source documents. Right? If it is, sorry, my bad. It's the first one, sorry. Same inventory but different source documents. Now what will happen? But on the same day, then what do we do? Simple. Then same inventory, still this 150 will be a product cost. Why? Because we are paying for the same shipment, right? Then what do you do? Now see, this is the only difference in the inventory card. What do you do? Invoice / EFT thing. Right? Still the 200. See, it's the same date. And let's say, how do you record in the general journal? You'll have to run two different two different entries. Why? Why do we run two different entries? Tell me. Nobody remembers? Why do we have two sets of entries? No? Can't remember? What did I tell you? When we were doing double entries, if you have one source document, how many double entries? For one source document, one set of double entry. Two source documents, two. That's why we have, see, two source documents. As a result, we have two sets of entries. Remember earlier, what did we do? We straight away debited 3,000 to inventory. But now what do? We run in two different source documents. Why? Two different entries. Because we have two source documents. If we had three, we'll have three different entries. That's the rule in general journal. For each source document, we'll have one single set of entry. Any questions? Right. Then the same story, guys. Let's say, hold on. But let's say they are different dates. Same information, but different dates. Earlier what happened? Same date. See? It was the same date. April 15th. But now what happens? Let's say another right, in a different situation, what happens? We have been given two different dates. Then what do? You can't add them together. Then what do you do instead? See, 15 at 190. Then you will update here, 15 at 190. Then after 2 days, we are paying for the inventory. The cartage in 15 at 10. It doesn't mean that it's a different set of shipment, but it's the same thing. What do? This 190 and 10 you are adding together, right? And saying how much? 200, which is here, see? Okay, so we add 190 and 10 because 15 at 10 is not a different set of inventory, right? It's the same thing, but we paid on a different date with a different source document. So that, however, that 190 and 10 added, still we have how many quantity? How much quantity? 50. Still 50. Not 30. It doesn't become 30. Why? It's the same shipment of inventory we are paying.
Do you write that down? Like when you're doing the inventory card, do you have the 15 at 190?
Yeah, this is exactly how we record. See? Firstly, as of 15th, what is our balance? 15 at 190. See here? 15 at 190. Okay? Then on the 17th, what do? You add this 10 and this 190. Becomes 200. That's what you record here then. Make sense? Okay. The double entry will be the same. Okay, guys? Any questions? Right. Now, how do we report it? We report the product cost under the cost of sales. Why? Because inventory is the one that is converted to the cost of sales when we sold. Yeah. Right. So then product cost will be reported as cost of sales. Then also it is recorded in the inventory account. Right. Double entry for the period cost. So now we are done with the product cost. Okay, what is the double entry for the period cost, guys? Period cost means that we can't logically allocate into individual units. And what do? We will have separate ledger accounts, right? So let's say, for example, we purchased a car and an apple, or basically a shipment of apples. Then we pay cartage in together. Then we can't allocate separate to the inventory. Instead, what do? We would debit the period cost into its own ledger account. Probably will have cartage in ledger account, or freight in, or modification cost, something like that. Then we debit the GST and credit the bank or accounts payable. Right. Then how do we report the period cost? Period cost will be reported under the cost of sales. After the cost of sales, under cost of goods sold. Right? It will have its own item. Right? It is not added to the cost of sales. It is recorded after cost of sales. Any period cost. Right. Like this. Okay, have a look at this one, guys. Now see. Same business on 23rd May. Mac Golf Gear purchase golf clothing from Nickwell. Invoice 67. Purchase invoice showed the following. So what are they purchasing? Golf shirts and golf hats. Now are they similar inventory or different? Different. Yeah. See, if you think about the size or the price, they are different. Shirt is $23. Hat is $8. Right. So see, that means we have paid cartage in for both of them, because the same supplier. We are paying only one for one vehicle, $50. So then for both the products we are paying 50. That means what can we do? We can't logically allocate. Then what will happen to this 50? Will be a period cost. Okay. Right. So what is the double entry? So how would you record it, guys? Inventory card. So for the golf shirt we will have one inventory card. Golf hats we will have another inventory card. We will record it separately. But same invoice number, see? Same invoice number. Right? And then what will happen to the double entry? Double entry, what we do is, now see, this, remember I told you supplier's price or the invoice price will be identified as always a product cost. Supplier's price 460 and hats 80. We will identify it as, so how much is it together? 460 plus 80 will be 540. Right? 540 we are debiting the inventory. Right? We debit the inventory 540. How did we get 540? 460 plus 80. Two different inventory. Cartage in, now see what happened. Cartage in, remember guys, earlier what did we do with the cartage in? We simply recorded in the inventory account, yes? But now what happens? We will have its own ledger account, cartage in. Right? And GST you can record it combined, no problem. And there's only one invoice, so that we record it in the accounts payable. You credit total. Make sense? If you are preparing the general ledger, we will have a different ledger account for cartage in. Then if you prepare the income statement, right? Income statement, we will report it separately. What is this one? Now this is a different one, right? If you prepare the income statement, guys, we report separately after the cost of sales. After the cost of sales, we will write cartage in, right? But still under the COGS, we will write 50. Okay. Right. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, then we'll do the first question, guys. Read the question firstly.
You can do this. You can do it. Do it. Ready?
Yeah.
What are the product costs you found, Kavish? What are the product costs you found?
900 per unit.
What else?
The freight in.
Freighting. Okay. What else?
Modification costs.
Navigation. What else?
Insurance.
Insurance. Why is it? Why do you say it is product cost?
Because you pay the insurance to make sure that your product it's like insurance. So
Yeah.
you know,
What did I? Okay. What did I say? The definition for product cost.
The costs for the product to come through.
Yeah. To bring them into condition or location ready for
Yeah.
sale. After that, that can be. Also, what are the properties I said for the period cost? Period cost, how can you identify? Yes, Sita?
Is insurance period cost?
Period cost. Why?
Is it because of the 1%?
Sorry? No. Period cost, what did I say? If it can be allocated, yeah. No, allocated, yeah. What else? No, not allocated. If any cost has been given periodically, what did I say? Periodic basis, what is it? Period cost, not product cost. Remember I gave you in the note? Yep, yeah. Did I give you? Sure? See? Any cost that is based on a periodic. Yeah? Periodic basis. Period cost. Right, so it's not a product cost. Right. Okay. I'll give you the answer. Please take down. You know the answer for part. Okay. Part A. Okay. Part A I didn't give you. Right. Can you tell me? Okay. We'll go back to the notes, guys. Sorry, but it's in the same page though. What are the characteristics and assumptions relating to product cost and period cost? Yep. Relevance? Yes. What else? That's the characteristics. Yep. Another characteristic we can give, faithful representation is also correct. Why? Because of the accuracy thing. What are the assumptions? Assumptions?
Is it going concern?
Going concern? Why?
I don't know, but I don't think it can be accrual period or entity because
Why?
entity is to do with the the
Owner.
Accrual is to do with the revenues and period is to do with like a time frame.
Accrual is only for revenues?
Yeah, revenues and expenses.
So what is this one then?
It's not. Yeah. But,
Expense.
oh right.
Yeah. So then it's accrual basis. Also period assumption. Right? Okay, please take down, guys, this one. Characteristics and assumptions. So characteristics, of course, relevance, including the concept of materiality. Number 2, accrual basis. Assumption. Next one, period. Assumption. Right. Shall we write the answer for part A? Please write there. Sorry guys, we can add here for the characteristics. For the characteristics, actually, we can add faithful representation as well. Please write it under or somewhere. For the characteristics, faithful representation.
Free day. Well, it's a good thing. I don't know what we do. I'd be like, it's so lost. I already had in my smart classes. It's crazy. I really use my It's crazy.
Right. Part B. Explain why the modification costs. Okay. You guys read the. Everybody read the question, yep? Yep. So what is this question? Denzil is selling washing machines. Right? Denzil sells washing machines, and then he has details of the new washing machine, invoice price, freight in, modification, insurance. Then yeah, so then they're asking, explain why the modification cost should be treated as a product cost. Then how do you answer that one, guys? For a product cost, yeah, how would you answer it? We would say modification cost is treated as a what? Product cost. Why? Because it has been incurred to bring the inventory into a condition, where it is ready for sale. You don't write both of them. So for one particular aspect or one example, you are writing only one of them. One of them means one of what? One of location or condition. Okay? So let's write it. Cost.
Cost.
Certain. What are you doing? Yeah, try the part C. Yeah, if you have finished, guys, don't just go into your phone and try the next question, right?
What?
Did the teacher say
Yeah, bro, I'm getting him strongly disagree on everything, bro. This guy's getting sad.
You know, that's the fun was doing so.
Okay, you guys are done now with part C?
Yeah.
Guys, can I disturb your class? You guys done with this one?
Yeah, the one before.
Part C?
No.
Then what are you doing? Again, what is this, guys?
Sir, it's really important, sir.
Okay, then I'll stop my class. You guys carry on. You guys carry on.
No, it's okay.
You want to come here or should I give you separate class?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Sir, it's okay.
If it is super important than this one, I'll stop my class.
That's alright, sir. You keep going.
Yeah. Good. Alright, so firstly, how do we calculate the product cost, guys? The cost of washing machine, meaning what? Product cost, yeah? Right, so invoice price is how much? 900. Then for that you add freighting. How much is freighting? 10%, yeah? 10% of the invoice price, which is 90. Then again you add, what is it? Modification cost. How much is it? 25. Then you get 1015. Right, now part D. How do we record it in the inventory card, guys? Right. Part D. Record the purchase on 6th November in the inventory card for washing machine. So what happens on the 6th? Denzel purchased 40 washing machines from Young Brothers, invoice 23, and paid 400 for insurance for the month, EFT. Right. Okay, guys, now what do? We have purchased 40 washing machines, right? Then how do we record it in the inventory card?
In 40.
Yes, what is the date? November 15. Details. Invoice 23. Also, there is a insurance, 400 insurance for the month. What is that one? Is it product cost or period cost? Period cost, yeah. So then are we recording it in the inventory card? No, because why? What do we record in the inventory card, guys? Only the product cost, yep. So invoice 23, quantity is 40, cost is 1015, total would be how much? 0, 60, 40,600. Yep. Then there is no any other balance, I think. So we'll write it 40, 1015, 40,600. Good. Right. Everyone is okay? Yep. Good. Right. Then part E. Record the transaction on the 6th, November 25. Number 25 in the general journal. How do we write it, guys? Tell me the double entries now for this. First of all, for invoice 23. Tell me the double entry for invoice 23. Yep. Anybody wants to tell me the double entry? Setum, can you tell me?
Is it inventory first?
Yes, inventory first. Very good. Inventory you debit. So date, what is the date? November 6. Inventory you debit. How much?
Is it the 40,600?
40,600. Right. Next one. Next entry.
Did you put insurance in?
Insurance, you think we can put it here? Under the inventory? Why not? Why can't we put it?
Is it the period?
No, not because of that. If we have, like in one transaction, both product and period, still we can record. How? Remember I showed you before? See this one? That they Mac purchased shirts, hats, and for that he paid cartage in, which was a period cost. So golf shirt and hats were product cost. The other one period cost. But see, what was the double entry? So we recorded what? See, inventory debited both of them, and cartage in separately. GST for both of the inventory and cartage in, and accounts payable was credited. So that means in one transaction we can still record, no problem. Then what is the condition here? Why is it? Think. Read that second bullet point.
Another source token?
Sorry?
A different source token?
Different source token. That means we can't record together. Yep. So we have record separately. Then what's the next entry, Setum? GST clear. 10%. Accounts payable. Accounts payable, credit. Do we know the accounts payable? Do we know? Yes, Setum. Do we know the name of the accounts payable? Yes. You have to always Young Bros. We have to write the name if you know. Okay. Right. That means 44,660 is credited. Do you have to write the narration? Yes or no? Yes. No. Why is it no? Why yes? Why yes? Why no?
Yes, because it doesn't say that you don't have to.
You don't have to. That means, do we have to?
Yes.
Yes. It's silent means we have to write. Okay. What is the narration, guys? Yeah. Satim, you want to try?
Inventory growth.
Yes. Purchase inventory on credit. Yep. Anything else are we missing? Invoice, source document reference. 23. Right. Okay. Then do we have anything else? Insurance. Very good. What's the double entry, Setu? You debit the insurance of inventory. Remember I told you, not the normal inventory account. It's a different account. Insurance of inventory. Why? Normally insurance is for the premises. This is different. 400. Yep. Anything else? After that? What is it after? No, before that? Not sure. Gavish, what is it after this one? Natuki, what is this after this? After insurance? GST? Patum, what is after the insurance of inventory? GST clearing. Okay, good. GST clearing. 40. And you credit the accounts, no, not accounts payable. What is it? Bank. Why? EFT. Good. Do we have to write the narration? Yeah, what's the narration? Dion, can you tell us the narration?
Insurance of inventory.
Yeah, paying for the insurance of inventory.
And the source document.
Yes, source document reference. EFT, whatever it is, what is it? 142. Thank you. Good. Then. Is that all? Calculate the gross profit. Before that, shall we record this one, guys? Actually, I haven't asked it, but let's do it. 30th November, 25 of the washing machines had been sold. How do we record it, guys? The last one on 30th November. You okay?
Yeah.
Right. Anyone can tell me? How do we record it? Situm, you want to try? Not sure? Okay, what is happening now? November 25th, 30th November, 25 of the washing machines we are selling at 2500. Okay, then where do we record? In the inventory card. Shaitan, you can try that one. You know how to record it? It's easy.
Isn't it just the same as the sale?
Same as a sale. Yeah, how do we record it? This Kavish, how do you record it? In the inventory card.
It doesn't say if it's sold for cash or credit.
Doesn't matter.
So
Don't worry about the source document.
No, because you need to know if it's like.
Yeah, let's say it is cash.
So bank.
Yeah.
20.
No, we have record in the inventory card.
Oh, inventory card. Oh, so it'd be how much was sold?
25.
25.
For 2500, yeah?
Would you do 1015 divided by 25?
2500 each.
Oh no, they sold it for 2500.
Yep.
Oh, so 25, and then cost 1015,
Mm-hmm.
and then in out column.
In out column.
So yeah, so 20, and then the cost is 1015, and then the total would be whatever the total is, and then bring the balance down by 20.
Okay, we'll ask another one.
25 by 25.
Okay. Pathum, you know how to record it? The sale of 25 inventory on the last day.
25 out column,
Out column,
1015,
1015
and minus from the total.
minus from the total. So 25 times 1015, how much? 25 times 5, 125. 25 plus 12, 37, 3. 25, 375. Yeah. Right. Then we have how many remaining? 15 at 1015. Yeah. So then how much is it? 15 times 15 is 225. 15 to 25. Good. Okay. Now I want to ask you, how many of you practiced the cube that we did last week? Nobody. Nathuki? No? Then who is going to practice for you? Your parents or siblings? And without practicing, how can you do it, guys? You will forget it. Sitam, you didn't practice? Why? You have a sarcasm. You have to practice it. How do you do without practicing? You can't do it without practicing. I don't expect for you to get a good score if you don't practice. You don't practice. Because just learning here is not enough. Why? You will forget it. Simply you will forget it. At least you have practiced 3 times. Okay? 3 times you have practiced. Same question. Remember I told you? I have practiced each and everything at least 5 times. Okay? Without practicing you can't. Guys, what score do you want to get for accounting?
What score? 40 plus.
40 plus? Without practicing like this, you can't get. You want to get it, you have to practice. Otherwise, what should we do? Otherwise, you practice after the class. What do you think? After 8:30, shall we practice? Otherwise, you'll have another class to practice. Tanush, you didn't practice? Why?
Had sex.
You had sex? Yeah, everyone has sex. Everyone has sex. Okay. Right. Okay, guys. Any questions up to this level? Sorry, this one we don't have details here. We'll leave it, but we can record it. Right. Then, okay, we have to calculate what is it? Gross profit. Right? How do we get the gross profit? I haven't taught you still gross profit, but you know from your unit 2 knowledge how to do the gross profit. How do we calculate gross profit, guys? Our last week also we did. Tell me the method to calculate gross profit. Sales. Right? How much is the sales?
2,500. No, yeah, 2,500.
2,500 times by?
That 25.
Yeah. 25 times 25, how much?
200. No, 625.
625, yeah. 62,500. Then cost of sales. How much is the cost of sales, guys? It's here. 25, 375, yep. Sorry, just cross that cost of sales. Under this one we'll write costs, COGS, right? Then we have cost of sales. How much? How much was it? 25,375, yep. Okay, now we have another cost of goods sold. What is it? Now cost of sales is the what cost? 25,375 product cost or period cost? Product cost, right? Any other answers? Cost of sales becomes product cost. Yeah? Yes, product cost. Cost of sales is product cost. Very good. Then, do we have any product cost here? Sorry, period cost here? Very good. Insurance of inventory. How much is it? 400, yeah? Right. Now see, we take everything as an expense, which becomes 25,775. Then the gross profit will be how much? 36,725. Any questions, guys? No? All good? Right, last part. Explain whether Denzel was correct in treating insurance of inventory as a period cost. What do you think? Is he correct?
Using what as a period cost?
Sorry?
Using what as a period cost?
What is the question? Periodic, yes, because it is periodic. As a result, we can't, yeah, what is it? We can't logically allocate into individual units of inventory. That's the rule, okay? What's the rule? If we can allocate to individual units, product cost. If we can't, periodic. Also, if by default, if it is period cost, still it is period. Why? Because still we can't allocate into individual. So the basis is should be a cost incurred to bring the inventory into a condition or location ready for sale, and we can allocate into individual units using a logical basis, right? Okay, so we'll write there. What is this? Inventory. Sorry, insurance of
What does this have to be?
sorry,
What does this have to has been?
incurred.
Is line. No, Rhode Island.
Right. Question number 2. Okay, so you know how to record this one, part A. Record invoice 201 in the general journal. Tell me the guy's double entry. Yep, that's a double entry. You debit inventory, how much?
9,600.
9,600. Anything else?
Yes.
You debit inventory 9,600. Sure? Any other answers? No? Pathan, what do you think? How much do you debit inventory?
Would it be? Is the freight included?
That's what you had yesterday then?
What action?
No, no. How much do you debit? The question is, do you include the freight or not?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Because it is part of the product cost.
Okay, freight is a product cost here. Why?
No. Wait, it's not. So is it not included there?
Why?
Because it's not important. It's two different.
Two different things are there. Two different items are there. One is television, the other one stereo. So that means no. Okay. So then what do you do, guys? You debit the inventory. What's the date? 1st April.
Dr. Udugama Rakita.
What is it?
Dr. Udugama Rakita.
Udugama. Not Udugama, Udugama. Udugama.
Udugama. What?
Okay, so you debit inventory. Sorry, don't write here, debit. Inventory. How much? 90? 300. Good. Again you debit? Now before that?
Right.
Freight. Probably we'll call freight in. Why do we call freight in? So that means we have freight out. Yes, that means when we are selling the inventory to the customers. So what is freight out? Product cost, period cost?
Depends.
Depends. Right? What do you think, Setum? Product cost or period cost? Freight out. That's okay, what is? Depends. Product cost or period cost? Okay. I'll ask everyone. Patum, what do you think? Freight out, is it a product cost, period cost? Sorry? What do you think, Tanush?
Depends.
Depends. Dian? Tretan?
Product.
Neither.
Yes.
Everybody is wrong, yeah? Except me. Why? Why is it neither?
Which one?
Why is it neither? Neither of them.
I
Why?
don't remember what the question was.
Freight, I asked you freight out.
Oh yeah,
What is it? Product cost or period cost?
neither.
Why?
Because they're not expenses.
No, that is
Oh no, it isn't expense.
They
Because
are-
they're not to bringing the inventory.
Then what? To?
So
Sorry?
Because it goes out.
To carry it out. Everybody got tricked, yeah? So see? Same thing will happen in the exam. So you shouldn't let examiner to trick you, yeah? Right? So then think. That's why you have to think. Right? It's a right. Freight in is how much? 300. Yep. And you. What is the next item? GST clearing, which is how much? 960. Yes. So then total will be 10,560. Where do you credit? This is an invoice, yes? What is the source document? Invoice. 20.
It's an invoice.
Yep.
Established.
Accounts payable, wired electronics. What? What's this narration?
So bought inventory.
Credit purchase of inventory invoice 20.
So oh no, no.
Right. This one, of course, you know what is it? Explain your treatment of freight. What is your treatment for the freight?
Out. In.
In. Yeah, what was your treatment? How did you treat it? Period cost. Why? Because? Period cost, yeah, because?
Cannot be allocated.
I have to say that one. You don't have to say that part, that there were 2 inventory items or 3, whatever. I'll say period cost as it couldn't be allocated to individual units of inventory on a logical basis.
What's after inventory?
On a logical.
On a logical basis. Because why? There were two types of products.
Was I saying because?
No. Right. Then part C is income statement. Okay, do the income statement, guys. How do you start? What's the first item in this income statement? You forgot? Revenue. What are the revenues? We have only one revenue. Sorry? Sales. How much is the sales here?
Nothing. We never made a sale.
Nothing? You sure?
Right. Where do we make a sale?
Can somebody
Oh, yeah.
lend your glasses?
I got it. Hold on. I didn't read that. Three televisions sold for 1,200.
Okay. Very good. Three sold for 1,200. Where? It's here, yep. The 3 televisions were sold for 1,320 including GST. That means 1,200. And 2 systems, 2 stereos were sold 550 including GST. That means basically what is it?
Credit and cash sales in the...
No. You don't do it, Gavish, unless they give us those items on 2 different ledger accounts. I have seen once only, somewhere probably in the VC or somewhere, I can't remember. They give credit sales and cash sales account. If they give us 2 separate ledger accounts, that's where we record like that. So remember, in income statement and balance sheet, we record these items that represent separate ledger accounts. Sales, we have separate one. Cost of sales, another one, right? Then, other expenses, maybe cartage in or like that, we'll have separate items. So then only we'll identify as a different item in the income statement and balance sheet. 3 times 1,200 plus 2 times 500, yeah? So which is 4,600. Then we have COGS. No, don't write COGS, please write cost of goods sold. So what are the cost of goods sold, guys?
Freight in.
Now before that,
In cost of sales.
cost of sales. Now, there's a problem. How can we calculate the cost of sales? We can, yes? How do we calculate? 3 times How much? 3 times? How much? 650. And 2 times? 300. Yep. So 3 times 650, 1950 plus 6, 2550. Is that correct? Correct. Then freighting. $300, right? Anything else in COGS? Nope. 2850 total COGS. You subtract it, and then you get the gross profit. Gross profit. How much? 50.
Do you have to do other expenses? Or is that?
No, only adjusted. Is it 1750? Right. Then, do we have any inventory loss gain? I just saw somewhere.
Loss.
Yeah. One television was written off. Why? It was dropped. Somebody has dropped it to check its strength. Yeah. Somebody dropped the TV. Okay, then. Yeah. Right, then guys, what do you call? Takeaway, inventory, loss. How much? 650. Now we'll get adjusted gross profit. You have so much work with the pens, yeah? Last time I remember you were doing something with the pen. Right. Okay. Okay guys, next one. D. Okay, this one I didn't do it. Part D I didn't do it. Then we'll do it now. What is it? This is the thing. This is extremely important. Now that's why I put 2 asterisks, 2 stars. Yes, you'll see stars when the exam comes closer. Yep. Stars. Right. Why did I put asterisks? Because every time, or at least almost every time, it comes to, we see, this question. Huh?
Oh, that question.
This question. This theory question is coming. If you got a question about product period costing, definitely this is going to be there. See? He's saying he already got in practice. Definitely you will get in the facts, okay? Guys, remember, for this inventory questions, you will get this question. I mean the product comparison bit. You don't have to explain this much. I'll shorten it when I give you the answers for the question, right? But this is the entire clarification. I thought of, dictating it to you again. I thought, you might run out of time, right? So then I gave it to you printed. Right, please read it. Okay, guys, do you understand it? Now, this one is basically we are trying to compare product and period cost. How? So let's say a particular cost we identify it as a product cost, right? If you identify it as a product cost, what will happen? We will allocate that particular cost for the cost of sale as we sell the inventory. Yeah. But let's say we identify it as a period cost. Regardless, in the period in which we incur it, we will identify the entire cost as a cost. Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah. Now let's say, for example, I will go through. I'll show you an example in the textbook. Otherwise, it will be a bit complicated. Right. Okay, now see this one. Right. During October, Hi-Fi Central imported 10 sets of wireless headphones for 120 each. Incurred 350 in modification cost. 350 is per item? No, total. 4 sets of headphones were sold in October. Right? Now what will happen? Now let's say if we identified it as a product. Now this is very important, guys. Listen, okay? No more playing. Listen, very important. I told you, right? So the point is, if we let's say we identify that modification cost as a product cost, then what will happen? Then for every unit we will allocate $35. How? 350 divided by 10. Right? Then what will happen to the unit cost of the headphone? 155. Okay. Now see what happens in the income statement. We are selling. They are saying that we sold 4 units in October. Right? Then what will happen? Selling price will be 4 times 250,000. What is the cost of sales? 4 times 155. Right? 620. Then gross profit is 380. Make sense? Okay, let's say we didn't identify it as a product cost. We identify it as a period cost. Then what will happen? If we identify it as a period cost, before that, in the balance sheet under the product cost, how much would be the inventory value? Will be 930. Why? 6 times 155. Right. Now let's say, other than identifying it as a product cost, we identify it as a period cost. Which one? Modification cost. Then what will happen? Still our sales will be the same thing. 250 times 4. Now have a look at what happens to the COGS. Cost of sales will be 4 times 120. Why? Because now we didn't allocate to individual unit of inventory. Now entire modification cost will be how much? 350 as an expense. So then what happens? Our COGS increase to 830. And then gross profit decrease to 170. Okay, now see, we'll compare product cost and period cost. If it is in the product cost, how much was the gross profit? 380, which is somewhat higher. But see, under the period costing, what is happening to the gross profit? Are lower by 170. Right? Lower by 170. Why is that? What is the difference? Because that 350 entirely we identified as an expense in the period in which we incurred it, regardless of selling all the inventory or not. We purchased 10 headphones, but we sold 4. But in period costing, the entire modification cost became an expense. But the point is, we didn't still sell all the inventory, right? So then what will happen, guys? Our cost of goods sold will unnecessarily increase in period costing. But in product costing, no. Because why? Every unit we have allocated 35 each. So no problem. Then what will happen is gross profit is higher in product costing. In period costing, it's lower. Then inventory will be how much? Inventory will be higher in product costing. Also, in the period costing, inventory also will be lower. But the point is, right now, what is the difference, guys? What if we were able to sell all 10 inventory in the same period itself? Then what will be the difference between these two costing? Would there be any difference? No, there won't be any difference. Right? So then what is the point? What is the summary? So identifying a particular expense as a product or period costing effect, should the entire shipment of inventory being sold in that period itself or not? Right? As long as we can sell the entire shipment in that period itself, there is no difference in between the two types of inventory, two types of costing methods. So only if it is not sold, it will affect. So like this, we partially sold it, and if we identify a particular cost as a period cost, then our COGS will increase, gross profit will decrease, and also inventory also will decrease than product costing. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so that's what actually I gave you in the note, right? So then, okay, please take down the answer for, what is it, part D, E, F, no, E up. No, D, my bad, D. Please write the D. But the period costing or period cost includes the entire cost as an expense in the period in which inventory is purchased. If not, all inventory is sold, this will lead to a higher cost of goods sold than product costing, and a lower profit. Right, part E, guys. Discuss whether it should be ethical to sell the television that had been dropped. What do you think? Is it ethical? Discuss. It's not ethical, right? Why? Because what will happen? Remember I told you, I think last time, yeah? I don't know if I told you in the class, we haven't done the ethical questions as I said. We are going to do it. Probably before the end of this month. Okay? Yeah. Okay, is it ethical? No, it is unethical, definitely. Right? Why? Because what is the unethical part? Reputation will be affected, damaged. Right? On the other hand, what are the benefits? Still we can make money, yes. So that's what we have to discuss. Discuss means what? Both sides. And let's write. Okay, we'll quickly do the last question as well. Right, part A, of course. Right, please read the question quickly, guys, or shall we read it together? Atlantic Supplies purchases key goggles.
The whole question, sir.
Sorry?
Are we doing it all?
Why? Why we can't now? No, we'll do some parts, not the whole question. Right? Gavish was very scared, as if I was going to shoot you. Yeah. Yeah, it's not for me. Yeah, actually, one of the students in this class told me, "Why do you still do after 8:30? Because you don't get anything, right? I don't get any increased fee or something." Yes, one of the students told me. Right? If you want, I can point it out. But however, the point is correct. Still, I do after 8:30, but I don't get anything. Right? It's for you, not for me. Yes. Is it for me? No, it's for you. I'm not going to get anything. Okay? Right? Okay. Alright, guys, it'll do. It's for you, okay? Not for me. Right. So, ski goggles in shipment of 100 units, right? They are sold under Atlantic Supplies own brand name. Following details have been provided for purchase. Alright? Supplies invoice price is 9,000. Attachment of brand badges 80. Packaging and delivery 1,600. Cost of delivery to customers 9 per unit. Do we include that cost of delivery to customers? Is it product cost, period cost? Product cost, any other? What is this?
No, it's neither. It's neither.
Neither. It's neither. Why? Because it is selling expenses, yeah? Not a buying expense. Finally, came into your mind, yep, good. Right. Then, account management fee, don't worry about that, 150 per month. That means period cost. Right. During July, 30 pairs of goggles were sold. Now, attachment of brand badges. Okay, accountant decided to treat the cost of attaching brand badges as a period cost. Now attaching brand badges, can we identify it as per unit cost? This is for how many units? 400 units.
Yeah.
Yes, we can, because for each item, yes. Now they're asking part A, discuss the accountant decision to treat the cost of attaching the brand badges as period costs.
Wrong.
Wrong. He said period. Accountant is saying period costs. Wrong. Now anybody is saying he's saying wrong. Anybody who says yes, correct. Everyone is saying wrong. Now remember. Now remember what we did at the beginning? What did we do? This is the thing, guys. Remember we did the materiality testing? Even if it is a product cost, if it is less than 1%, what did we say? Immaterial in decision making. That means, what will happen? Now shall we calculate this? Bless you. 80 is the total cost. Supplies invoice price is 9,000. Calculate the percentage. How much would it be?
Less.
Less than what? Less than 1%. That means somewhere around 0.9% or something, which is less than 1%. That means even though this is a product cost, still we identify it as a period cost. Why? Because we have to say immaterial in decision making. Okay. Right. Part B. Calculate the cost price of each pair of goggles purchase. What is the cost price of each pair? Right? Shall we calculate? 9,000 divided by 100, which is how much? 90. Attachment? No. Packaging to delivery to Atlantic. Do we take it? Packaging and delivery to Atlantic. Do we take it?
What?
Packaging and delivery to Atlantic supplies. Do we take it?
To Atlantic.
To Atlantic. That means it's a product cost. Why? Because it's to Atlantic, not to customers. Next one, no. Right. This is all. 90 plus 16, which is how much? 106. 90 plus 16. Okay, part C. Account management fee is a period cost. Why? What is that account management fee, guys? That is how much that their supplier is charging for giving the service to them. So it's a period cost. Why? Per month. Period. Cost of goods sold for goggles, you can do it. This part we'll do next time then. You want us to do it now? No? Then you have to try it at home. Because some of you have actually sack. We'll do it. You have some guys, you have sacks, so we'll do it. Right? Calculate the cost price of each one. 106. I think it should be fine. Yeah, part C, don't worry, you know the answer. D. Calculate the cost of goods sold for goggles. What is the COGS for goggles? How many did we sell? 30 of them were sold, yep. Out of 100, 30 were sold. And what will happen? 30 times 106, yep. Okay, I think some people are now annoyed because we are doing long time, right? But can't help, yep, 80. And then this one 80 is, brand management. Oh, sorry, branding team. The other one is 150, which is account management fee. 3, 4, 10. Because why? 80 and 150 were what? They were period cost. These two were period costs. Okay, then calculate the COGS if packaging and delivery had been treated as a period cost. Then what will happen? If it was a period cost, then what will happen? Huh? Or did I record? I did it in the wrong place. Sorry, this should be D, okay? I did it on the wrong place. This is D, this one is E, okay? Right. If it was a period cost, this 16, they are saying period cost. Then what will happen? It will be just 90. 90 times 30, which becomes 2700. And then that entire cost will become, how much was the entire cost? 1600 will become period. So 80 and 150. Does that make sense? 4530. Does that make sense, guys? Satum? You okay? So because why? That 16, rather than identifying as a product per unit, we put everything together, which is a period cost. Okay, the rest you have to complete at home. Any questions? Sukum, you have to question if you know.
Is the workbook changing? 1.2 to 1.8. I really lied to you. Oh, thank God I'm not at school tomorrow, bro. I didn't even know. This guy gives us due dates like the last second, bro. He doesn't even tell us in class.
You don't like I asked him in the seconds.
Is it tomorrow?
I showed you, you just got it.
Yeah, I remember.
It lives on there, so.
Bro, this guy. I don't even know he's due tomorrow. He didn't even say anything in class. We had a workbook. You know what he gave me for the workbook? He gave me 13%. That's crazy. Yeah. It's acting like I did nothing from it. I did like most of it. Like the only stuff I was missing was like the stuff that I did. When it gets like a question mark.
He told me to complete my homework, but I did it anyway. Like on the feedback, because he just copied and pasted. So
Right,
I
I don't know what he's doing, bro. He gave so many people like such low things for the coursework. Did you see that?
Yeah, was it, in the study,
Yeah.
you should get the same answers to Supernudge. Supernudge got 60 and he got 30.
This guy's retarded. I don't know what he's doing. Like, the ICT alone should have given me like 20%, right?
Sure, they all did.
Yeah, everyone did it. And he gave me 13. This guy actually has no idea what he's doing. He's so dumb.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time. Okay, guys. Thank you. Come tomorrow. Come. Second. think I have this question. This is in the Macmillan, yeah?
Yeah.